Todd, in your program. And I want to really thank you for inviting us here today. I represent a regional effort with Indivisible National that's going to be focused, that is now focused and is just developing, to bring together all the grassroots organizations, indivisible organizations throughout the Northern California district to coalesce us around efforts and sort of build our capacity to do the work that you're doing, the work that all of our panelists are doing in a way that is very grassroots driven. I don't know if any of you are like me, but on September 9th I woke up and was a little stunned. November 9th, I'm sorry. I'm still stunned. Yes, we are too. Waking up on November 9th is a little difficult for many of us, and many of us, actually 3/4 of us in our group, had never been politically active, ever. We had sat at home, we'd done what we do, we vote, we raise our children to be good progressive Democrats, whatever, and think we did a great job, and we're doing the same with our grandkids. But we were a little lost initially. And then in December, Indivisible National came forward with an effort of a group of very young political activists in Washington, D.C. who said, you know, if the Tea Party can do this, we can do it on the other end. Now, I happen to live in District 4, which isn't on that list that some of you showed here. Fabrizio knows well about District 4. He shows up with us. But how many of you are aware of Tom McClintock? That's where we live. Oddly enough, you know, we are from the gold country. We're the pioneers. And we're pioneering some things in District 4 that I think will be really important for all of you in the work that you do and ways that you can get involved and engaged. Indivisible National has come to our district, oddly enough, because of some of the work that grassroots local District 4 people were doing. We were kind of ahead of the curve in terms of what indivisible activities were going on. We had already surveyed the members and throughout sort of our network. It's Indivisible CA04 network, if anybody of you is aware of that. And we had already been surveying our members and said, what do you need? Indivisible National came to us and said, we'd love you to do a survey of your district to see what you need. We said, well, we already did that. And so they were really eager to have us join into this Northern California regional effort. And let me tell you a little about what this effort is. Are any of you involved in Indivisible, by the way, here? And so if you're not aware of what Indivisible's focus is, I'm happy to answer more questions as the time permits, but our focus is to really put pressure at the national level to resist Trump's agenda in every way, shape, and form possible. We are making thousands of telephone calls a day. We are writing letters. It just so happened that the very first town hall that was nationally televised was something that District 4 did, where Mr. McClintock claimed that we were left-wing paid anarchists who were there. I sort of looked at my Social Security, which I got last year, I'm so excited, and I couldn't find a deposit from anybody, and nor could nor could everybody that was at that town hall. Anyway, Rachel Maddow has us on her radar. The first big one that you saw was part of our town halls. We're doing things like engaging in town halls. That's ways that you can get engaged. We have weekly protests throughout all of these districts. Those are ways that you can get engaged. Your ability to pick up the phone right after our coffee and our good oatmeal every morning and call your representatives are ways that you can get engaged. What we're doing at the state level here with Indivisible, and again, it's a pioneering effort, is that we're working to build a community of leaders who support each other and work toward common visions. I'm reminding you that the indivisible groups, for the most part, had never done anything. We didn't know, for example, that today is National Voter Registration Day. We didn't know that on October 11th is the yearly celebration for women getting the vote. We weren't aware of these things. And so we are building this community of people who have never been activists before. We need your help in doing that, because I see in this crowd people who have been doing it for a lifetime, and again, we appreciate that. So here's a way you can be helpful. Help guide us. We are sharing resources and best practices. It's amazing the amount of expertise and interest and that we have amongst people who, again, have never been community activists. We are coordinating targeted actions like town halls and many other things, die-ins and regular protests. Weren't you at that, Nan? Yeah, I remember Nan. No birthday cake? Sorry about that. We're creating two-way communications between national and our regional groups. What was very interesting is that we did this, and all of a sudden, we didn't have the technology, we were duplicating the technology. You know, people were in small districts throughout the state, throughout the nation, we're figuring out even how to get on a website. And in some of our districts, we can't even get on a website because we need more advocacy for things like internet services, just 50 miles from Sacramento. We're creating cross-chapter working groups, which is, I think, a really phenomenal model for us on issues like healthcare and climate and the economy and Russia. All those other things. We're making it easier to create alliances with like-minded organizations, and this is where I want to enter into another sort of shout out for our lunch guest here, our lunch speaker, Tom Steyer. In CD4, yeah, let's do that. CD4, you've seen, is not on the list of targeted DCCC national groups with our Mr. McClintock, climate change denier, healthcare. He's got it, nobody else needs it. We don't really need to live in the district in which we work and who pays us. On and on, let me not go there. But we took the opportunity through this organization that's called Sierra Forward. We are supposedly, at this point, once again, pioneers in District 4, to create this organization whose efforts is to increase political engagement, all the things that our other speakers are going to say. So, but we're partnering with these alliances to really make a change. We are doing some, what I think is extremely important work in that we have been able to get messaging and funding for proper messaging and focusing very specifically on your communities in way to the things that matter to them. Because what might matter to somebody in Yolo County is not the same as Calaveras County. So those are the sort of things that we're hoping that you guys can get in and gals can get engaged in as time goes by. The other thing is, if any of you are participating and are aware of sister district participation, where you could come to some of our identified communities, and I think you spoke of it, Maggie, a little earlier, I think that could be very helpful to help us with voter registration, knocking on doors, getting messaging out. In certain districts, seniors dominate. Yay. Yeah. And ours is one of them, District 4. So thank you, please get involved, and thank you again for inviting me.